Hey guys, Doomer Days here. Today I'm bringing a Cyberpunk 2077 version 2.01 on the update here. And of course, you can see what I got going on here. I've got the Nexus page open, Vortex, and three folders. One is the Radio EXT latest version, and Pocket Radio latest version with my mods here that I keep in a mod folder in my downloads under in-game custom audio. And this is the audio that I'll be using along with the Radio EXT and Pocket Radio. Okay, so if you've ever tried or whatever to get in-game music of your choosing, basically, and make a radio station and call it, whatever name you want to call it. You can call it, jam session. You can call it best of rock or best of country, best of reggae, techno, new wave, new age, whatever you want to call it. You can name those folders however you like, and then use the metadata file that is in the root of your radio extended, which is in here. I'm going to show you right quick, which is this file right here that you see. You're going to use that file to do each of your radio stations, basically, like whatever you want to name them. But for now, what you need to do, if you're using Vortex, it's easier to follow along. If you're using Mod Organizer, that I'm not aware of. I've never tried Mod Organizer on Cyberpunk. I'm not even sure if it works. I'm sure it probably does. You would just have to load it accordingly to Mod Organizer. But anyway, so for the sake of the video, we're going to be using Vortex and we're going to be using Nexus Mod. I do have a premium account. You don't necessarily have to have one. But you do have to have an account to download mods. And today we'll be talking about two mods. Well, really in general, four. But two of them you should already have in your mod load order already. And that's your Cyberpunk, Cyberpunk, your Cyber Engine tweaks, and your Red 4 EXT, which are the latest versions. You need to go to these two pages and download them. Okay, I'm sure you already have them. If not, you are probably most likely aware of those two that you would need together for a lot of mods. So you should have that in your load order already. So go over to Nexus, do a search for RadioEXT. Go into RadioEXT's download under the file section and download the very first file. Like I said, if you're on Vortex, just click on Mod Manager Download, click it, and it will link it over into your Vortex, and then which is right there. Okay, I already have it installed by using the Mod Manager. Okay, easy peasy, right? Lemon squeezy. All right, Pocket Radio, you're going to do the same thing, but also Cyber Engine tweaks is required as well. And under the Radio EXT, if I didn't mention that, your requirements here is also Cyber Engine tweaks as well as the Red 4 EXT. You need to have these two on before you download this file and before you download, whoops, didn't want that, before you download this file. So once you get those two installed, then go there, like I said, run the Mod Manager, let it install it into Vortex, and then go to the Pocket Radio, let it install it to Vortex, which you see right there. Version 1.6 is what I'm running right there, tracking it and so on. And so all you got to do is download this with the Mod Manager. It has been updated as of October the 8th on RadioEXT right here. And Pocket Radio is updated on October the 2nd. So these two files are pretty much updated unless something changes after the video goes up. That I do not know. But anyway, After you got all the requirements and you've downloaded the two mods, again, Radio EXT and Pocket Radio. Once you downloaded those, both of those, Radio EXT and Pocket Radio is there. There's your Cyber Engine tweaks you should have done prior to that, as well as your Red 4 EXT should be done prior to the two mods. Once all that's done, then then comes where you're going to do the music playlist. Okay, first off, you're going to go to the Radio EXT, and then click on the Open in File Manager. When you open that, it's just basically going to open this folder, depending on where you have your mods installed and so on. Mine are in on my root of the drive under Vortex mods under Cyberpunk, and there you go. So that's how I have mine set up. So once you have that done, you're going to go into the radios. I've already created this. So basically what you're going to do is create a new directory, whatever the directory may be, jam session, rock out, country, reggae, whatever you want to name your radio station that you want to see in game, basically. So mine is Doomer's Jams and New Age Jams. Now, hopefully the Doomer's Jam doesn't play by default because it's got copyrighted music in it. So I don't want that to play. But New Age Jams doesn't. So that's the one we're going to be working with, and that's the one I just created, okay? So right click on your desk or on your in your folder there where your Radio EXT radios folder is. Click on new and make a folder and call it whatever whatever you want to call it, but just keep it under at least under 10 characters, maybe 11. I wouldn't make it too long of a directory. Then 10 is pretty sufficient. And then name it. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go back to the root of your Radio EXT. You're going to copy this file, which is the default file, by the mod. You're not going to want to change this file. Only time you're going to change it is when you copy this file into radios and into your new radio station, whatever the names may be here, and whatever genre. You could have reggae, country, rock, techno. You could have 4 playlists of those names, but you got to keep that metadata file in each of those folders, if that makes sense. So what you do, the music that we're going to use here is here. Now, keep in mind that the music that you put in can't have hyphens, underscores, parentheses, dashes, etc., no spaces in between the names or none of that. It has to all be one name or just something simple or whatever. Probably 8, maybe 10 characters at the most is pretty sufficient, depending on the length of the song and how you want to name it. I wouldn't give it like something like 100 or 256 characters, but 8 to 12 characters in length is probably sufficient. So what you'll do is you're going to come into your, remember now, you're going to copy this file, okay, from your Radio EXT, go into your radios, go into news, since I've already made the music, and put them into the folder. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to take that meta file right here. It's the only file you need to edit within the radios folder, okay? So you're going to right click on it. I use edit with Notepad++ because it shows you the code and it's easier to decipher and read. So go ahead and open that up. You're going to be presented with a file that looks similar like this. Your name will be different. It'll be something like your name here or something like that, and then a default frequency. The volume's default at 1.0, and the rest of this is all default, okay? So what you're going to do, like I did, is New Age Jams. Now, for some reason, when you're displaying the name, I tried this in lowercase, but it didn't seem like it took it. I don't know why. So keep in mind, just whatever you name it, it has to be in parentheses, of course, and then whatever frequency you want. I assume that you need to use between what 88 or 89 point something to whatever it goes up on the dial, somewhere along in there, as long as it's not taken within the default of the game. Okay, so once you're done, you're going to name it whatever frequency you want. Mine in this case is 177.08, and I've called it New Age Jams. Instead of lowercase, I used all uppercase, but I also spaced the name, kind of like they do. You know, you don't want it to be jumbled together like it is over here. Okay, you know, in the folder name, it doesn't have to be together here. It can be separated. Okay. But as far as the music folder, make it all one name. Okay, makes it easier. Then in there, all you got to do is change your name, whatever you call it. If it's New Age Rock or whatever, reggae, whatever you want to make it all capital letters with whatever the frequency is. And in between frequency and the name needs to be a space for whatever name unless it's just one name. Okay, you get it. Then under the FM title, you're going to put the same frequency here, okay? And then you can control the volume. 1.0 I think is default. I'm not sure about lower. You can go higher. I had it on 2 but was a little loud, so I moved it to 1.2, which is okay, I guess. Then the rest of this code right here is all for your custom icon. If you want a custom icon, a lot of people probably are not going to do it, but it is there, and I'll show you where you get that information here in a minute. But you could do that. You can also stream if you know what the URL and all that is. You can stream your music if you wish, but I'm assuming if you're using custom, you would have to use custom and put that false to true. If you were streaming, you would have to put false to true, depending on what you're streaming. Now, to get that custom icon, what you do is you come over here, go back to your description, and then scroll down and you'll see, you know, all the information on each of the websites is given, how to use it and everything. Pretty straightforward. It's nothing difficult, easy to read, no big deal. Go here, and if you want a custom icon, you can follow this video as well, okay? And it's right there on the page of RadioEXT if you want a custom icon. That's entirely up to you. So, but we're not going to do that for the sake of the video. So after you've done all that, then you're finished with this file, save it, and then once it's saved, you're done with that, okay? Then you're going to take all of your music that you're going to do, except for that file right there. You're going to take all of your music, and then you're going to copy it, right-click, copy it, and then come up here, right-click, and paste. Now, do keep in mind that whatever file or the name of your music, if it's, you know, whatever the name of your song may be, it has to be all either one word, no spaces, no hyphens, no special characters, none of that. It's just all one complete word, okay? Basically, as far as I know. No spaces or nothing in between. So once you get that done within your radios, now if you're having some issue maybe playing, sometimes what you can do with a song is you can right click it, okay, per se. Let's just right click this one and show more properties. More properties could be read only. And if it's read only, you got to turn that off, hit apply, hit OK, go back, and then once you hit OK, it's going to close it out again. Then go back to your show options, go back to properties, and read only will be turned off. There won't be no check mark or a box in there. Then go over to your details. Now, you might have an album name, could be a year there, could be a genre, could be a number of things there. So what we want to do is we want to remove the properties and the personal information from that song so that it doesn't give any issues in game. So what you do is don't create a copy, just remove the following, select all, and then hit OK. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, done. So now you're done with that, so hit OK. Now you do that for every song if you need to, okay, and all that'll be done. Now once you're done with that, this folder and RadioEXT is set up and is ready to go, or should be. If you've done everything in this video correctly, you should be okay. Okay? All right, so now what we need to do is we need to come back over to our Pocket Radio, open in File Manager. Once you open, it's going to give you this folder under the Cyberpunk. Wherever you have your mods installed, it'll say Pocket Radio, the date, or the number, and the version, and all that along there. It'll have a bin folder, okay? Go into the bin folder, go into the 64, into the plugins, into the Cyber Engine tweaks, into mods, portable radio. All of these folders, you're not going to be messing with any of them, except the only one you're going to mess with is modules. The rest you don't need to touch, as far as I know, at least from what I've experienced already. Okay, now you're going to go into modules, and the only two files we're going to be worried about is Logic and Settings UI. If this is the first time you're doing this, make sure that you take this file and that file, right click them and copy them and put them somewhere where they're safe, basically, and use them as a backup as the original. Otherwise, if you have a problem, you're going to have to uninstall the mod completely and reinstall the mod. So you don't need to do that, okay? So see up here, I have my two up here, right here. See? There's Logic and Settings. Those are the original files from this mod, okay? Now, once you're done, you're going to open your Logic with your Notepad++. You're going to see a file, or you're going to see a bunch of code in here. And the only code that I noticed so far that is needed is you're going to have 0 through 13. If you've opened this up for the first time, ever, you're going to get all of this. Impulse 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, so on. Those are all your default radio stations, okay? Then the ones you're going to add, or the playlist you want to add along with your radio station name, mine is Doomer's Jams and New Age Jams, okay? So, and you could have another one down here, it'll be the next one would be 16, could be reggae. The next one, 17, could be techno. Whatever you want, that you have to follow that step, okay, each time. So here's the one we worked on, that we're working on. New Age, here's our New Age right here, okay. New Age Jams, make sure, I don't know, for some reason, the lowercase and uppercase seems to be not working for me or something. So I put them all in caps and they just show up perfectly fine. The first one I didn't do that, but I don't know. So anyway, just do them in caps. That's fine, because when you look at the radio station anyway, if you look over here on this page, you'll see all these letters are in capital letters. You see that? There's nothing lowercase here. Not even no station is in lowercase. So even these are not in lowercase, but I mean, they're in lowercase and uppercase. So I don't know if it's case sensitive somewhere along the line or not. Correct me if I'm wrong. If there's anything that I've mentioned so far that I might have left out, or anything that I needed to add in any of these other files, like for instance, config, cron, game UI, HUD, input, pop-up, and utils. If there's anything I need to put in those files, let me know, other than the fact that we're editing Logic and Settings right now, okay? But if there's something I missed, let me know down in the comments. I'd appreciate that. And we can all make it better. So anyway, so once we got Logic up, you've named your file. And now the next one in line after the 13, since that's all the default, obviously would be 14, and then 15, 16, 17, 18, and so on. So 14 was my first one I did, and then 15 I did another one just for this tutorial, basically, because I didn't want to play copyright music, because there's copyright music in this playlist, but not in this playlist. Okay? All right. Now, once you got your name in there, there's no other code you're going to mess with down here as far as I know. The only other code you're going to change is right below here where it says radio, right here, and it says logic stations. This by default is set to 13. Okay, so see, I have 15 in here, so I have to change that to a 5 now. I'm not sure what the plus K is. Maybe someone could let me know in the comments what that actually is for. I don't really know because I'm really not a coder. I'm just doing this on, I'm just digging around in the files trying to figure out how to do it. So, and I did. So anyway, after you've done this, then you're going to save it, and you're done with the logic, okay? Then you're going to open up the settings UI, and you're going to come over here. All this code you're not going to mess with up to this point here anyway. Anything above here, I'm not sure if you need to change or do anything with it. I probably wouldn't. So I didn't. So anyway, so you scroll down and you see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way down, 10, 11, 12, 13 was the last radio station in there by default of the game, or the default of this code basically. So what I did is I took and copied this code right here, all this code right here under 13. I right-clicked it, copied it, and then went down below the line and hit enter, and then right underneath the end and added this in here to be number 14, and then I gave it the same name as Doomer's Jams, and then changed this right here to 14, and then here's my New Age Jams, all in capital letters, all in capital letters. I don't know why, but it seems to work for me. You might have it different go at it. I don't know. And then once you've done this, you'll put 15 and 15 right here, okay? And that's all you need to do right there. You changed it down here and added this code. Then you come up here and go ahead and do your save. And then you can close out of that file, okay? Now you can close out of the editor, and we're done there. And then we've done all the mods. Now all I want to do is launch the game for you. Now do keep in mind, you have to make your names all one name, and do your setup and everything like I showed you. And you should be okay. If not, let me know in the comments down below and I'll try to help you out. But for now, let's go ahead and minimize this. Do make a backup of your 2 files right here, okay, in your portable module folder, okay, your settings and your logic. You'll need to back up those files before you change them, okay. Let's go ahead and minimize this down. Let's go ahead and go over to Vortex and go ahead and now everything is set up. Let's go ahead and launch the game. Minimize this back down. Hang on just a second, guys, while that's loading. I'll be right back. Give me a couple of seconds.
Yesterday's body count lottery rounded out to a solid and sturdy 30. 10 out of Haywood, thanks to unabated gang wars. 1 officer down, so I guess you're all screwed, cause the NCPD will not let that go. Got another blackout in Santo Domingo. Netrunners are at it again, poking holes in the power grid. While over in Westbrook, trauma teams scraping cyber psycho victims off the pavement. And in Pacifica, well, Pacifica is still Pacifica. This has been your man, Stan. Join me for another day in our city of dreams.
Alright guys, sorry about that. I had to go check on something right quick. We'll be alright. And here we go. Let's go ahead and breach inside. And yeah, okay. Alright, so now we're just going to continue where we left off. Okay, go ahead and hit space. We're in. Okay. Now if you notice, there's nothing playing. Okay. Now do keep in mind when you get into the game and you're ready to go, and you're ready to go and everything, make sure that you've binded your cyber engine tweaks. Mine is like the // so I pull that up. Here's our mod pocket radio right here. There's our two lists that we just created that I showed you in the folders. Okay, there they are, and it could be whatever name, like I said. See, all these are lowercase, so I don't know, maybe mine are just uppercase. I guess it really doesn't matter. So then on your portable radio right here, so that you can pull up the HUD, or you could use the native HUD, which is the default of the game. If you hit R on the keyboard, you know, and you get that, you know the one I'm talking about when you're in game and you're in a car. Okay, but we're going to use the I'm GUI HUD for the portable HUD, for the portable radio, I mean. So to activate the HUD, I got mine set to shift. You can bind yours to whatever you like. You can toggle the radio on and off. You can, bind it to whatever you like. Your volume up and down. Mine is the numpad plus and minus. You can do whatever you want yours. All of these can be binded to however you want. They don't have to be like mine. Although you can, but you don't have to. Then over in your pocket radio, once you've got these done, make sure you've hit save. Otherwise they'll go back to unbound. Then after you're done doing the binding of your portable radio with these 4 options here, then you're going to go back over here. You can scale it to make it larger, bigger, smaller, whatever you want. You can increase the volume when you're in combat by changing this to 220, 100, whatever you want. If you want it really loud, that's up to you. And then as far as the little HUD that this pocket radio config uses down here in the screen down here, you can set it to, I set mine to 20, so it'll be on the screen just a little bit longer, so I can just, make sure I'm hitting the right selection, and, so on and so on. You can always change that to your liking. You can bump it down or whatever. You don't want it, you want it to be disabled in the vehicle, because you don't want this HUD coming up when you're in a vehicle, basically. You can use the regular in-game HUD that comes with the music radio already, but you don't need it, because this is going to take care of it. So once that's done, then their interactive sound, and then the scroll sound and whatever, and then you're selected of your radio. All right, once all that's done, you don't need to do anything else here, so you can close that out. Then once you get on the bike, okay, now to look at the menu, you can see shift and volume 8, right? Now the radio is not on right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on. See, but there's no music, right? But you have to turn it on first, okay? See? And then you can change the volume. You see the volume going up. Whoop, hold on. See the volume going up. You see the volume going down. That's because I have no radio selected from within the bike or a car or whatever. So if you jump on the bike, you hear no music. Okay? You hear no music. Alright? So you hear no music. Okay? So what you got to do is when you hit the R key, or if you hold the R, we have ritual playing, right? So let's scroll down to about, see there's my radio, Doomer's Jams and New Age, 177.5 and 177.8, okay? Can't do that one. And you see over here, on the left of your name, on the left under there, there's your icon. See, the icons are like that, but if you wanted to create a custom one, you can do yours like that as well, if you wanted to. So, we're gonna get off of the in-game music, and we're gonna go right here to the radio, right here. See? So we're gonna go forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. We're gonna close it. Okay, follow me. Now we're gonna get off the bike. Okay. Okay. Now keep in mind that that's playing. Okay. You can see it playing. See right there where the little music is going up and down on Growl FM, right? Okay. So see, get off the bike. Now see, you don't hear no music right now, see? But let's turn it on. Okay. Or did I turn it off? I turned it off. Okay. Now, we have our music selected there. We can scroll down and hit next, which will be your F key or whatever your next button is that you have bounded to it. Now there's our New Age. See? That's our New Age jams right there, see? Or I can go previous. Dark Star, Growl, Royal. See, they're all there, see? Right? Everything's there. See? There's the song right there. See? See, it works. Okay? So now, and if you've noticed, I am not on the bike. See? And I'm playing my custom New Age Jams music on the dial of 177.08 frequency. Okay? Now to close that, all I got to do is just hit shift again. And if I get on the bike, it may or may not be playing, I don't remember, but let's see. Now I need to go to my R and select this radio by selecting it there. Now, that's playing when I'm on the bike inside the radio itself. But if I get off the bike, it still plays. See? And I can walk around. I can pull out my weapon. I can shoot. I can do all that. Music's still playing, and I'm not on a bike or in a car, for that matter. Now let's just drive out to the destination, and we'll end that video there. Okay? It's 4.8 miles. It's just a little spot I'm gonna go sit, and you'll see. Okay? So let's get on. Music begins to play. See? Now the bike, now it'll kind of bear out the music just a little bit. Yeah, because the music is you can change that volume to mix it with your sound of your bike. If you want to hear the bike more than you do the music, you just have to adjust your own audio to your own liking. You know what I mean? Now, so that's basically how I figured it out. That's how I figured it out. I got it to work. It can be a little finicky, but you should be okay. It can be a little bit on the finicky, picky side, but as far as that goes, it's not too bad. It's pretty easy if you just look over there on the website in the description and all of that. You should be okay. But see, I'm on the bike and it's playing my music. Get off the bike, music still plays. See? I can move around, I can run across, I can do whatever. If I don't get hit by a car. See? And I'm running, by the way, I am running reshade. Here's reshade off. This is my reshade that I created on. There's the reshade if you want to look at the settings. There they are. That's that's my reshade files that I use and my plugins and stuff for it. Clarity, high pass, sharp, lift, gamma. You can see them all there on the screen. That's it right there. Go ahead and turn that off. You can see it back off again, back on again. It's 12:30 a.m. at night here in Night City. Turn it off, turn it on. You get the idea of that, right? Sure you do. But that's my reshade. I've been tweaking and playing and tweaking and doing all kinds of stuff with it. Of course, we have other texture mods. We have, interface changing. It's blue and white instead of red, or instead of the red. It's a little bit easier on the eyes. It's not distracting on the screen as much. The other stuff I like to use, like circle icon or circle map and HUD editor. HUD editor seems to give me an issue, as well as the circle map. The navigation gets all screwy, so I think they need to fix that. Fix my in-game flight controls don't work anymore right now. That needs to be updated. And the little path arrows that you see going down the road, those don't work either. In-world navigation, I think, is the mod. Those need to be updated. So hopefully they get updated soon, because those are a couple of other mods I like to use. That in-game flight, I can't get to work on this version. I have it installed, but it's not working, because it still says that the hotfix was for patch 1.63, hotfix 1 or 2 or something like that. So I never could get that to work. It used to work on my 1.63, worked beautifully, all of them, but now some of them are still work in progress, I suppose. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump on our bike, and music cuts, music back on, or music didn't cut on. There it goes. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and cruise to our site. So let's go to Night City. Let's change the camera. There's a horn for the first person. Guys, the radio thing works. You can make your own playlist now. You don't have to worry about trying to figure out how to do it, because I've just provided that for you. I know the video is going to be long over something real simple, but to explain the things that you have to do or change or set up, that's what I found so far. Now, I don't know of anything else, or is there something I missed? If I didn't cover it or didn't say anything about it or didn't mention it, I apologize. But as you can see, the radio works. You can change channels. You can do all that. And I'm running on a GeForce RTX 4090, and I am running 64 gig of RAM. I am on a AMD Ryzen 5 5800 X3D, I believe. I think it is. Oh man, I think it is. Yeah. And yeah, with my reshade on and everything, looks really nice. Looks very good. Everything is turned on high. All the DLSS, flame generation, everything is set to high or ultra if it's there. Lens flares are turned off. Depth of field is turned off. Chrome aberration is turned off. I'm trying to think of anything else. Slow down, let you kind of take in the sights. Guys, we're about here to the end of the video here. We're going to stop it just right up here. Nothing special. We're just going to go down this road right here. I think it was on the right road. Whoops, I passed it. Or did I? Did I pass it? Oh my God. There we are. We can go down far enough. Alright. So there you go, guys. That's how you add your own music in. I know it was a long video, but hey, you know, it is what it is. We'll go ahead and end it right there. We're going to jump off our bike. Music's still playing. And I'm walking around. There you go. Now we're going to go out here on this little ledge. We're going to hit our scanner. We're going to come back over here. And we're going to have a seat. Turn off our scanner. And we are sitting down, all right? Yeah. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. Welcome to Night City in all of its glory. Beautiful game, man. Absolutely beautiful. The art and the direction in this game is just astounding. I can't wait to see if what they actually are doing next, or they're going to bring us next. It's going to be pretty good. I'd like to see something like something out in the Badlands, you know, like a big, huge area, city kind of towns, kind of sprawled out around the desolate area out there. Would give it a little bit more flair and more reasons to go out that way, you know, do missions and other things. But you know, hey, you never know. It is the future, 2077. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoy the video. And if you did, leave a like and subscribe. Leave some comments about what you didn't like, what you did like, what could be different. Yeah, probably me not running on about the same thing over and over. But yeah, we all know that. But, you know, it's hard to just do a short video on something that you have to, you know, load in and configure, and you have to. I found all this on my own just by looking into the files and trying to figure out how to make it work. And I did, you know, on my own for the most part. And, you know, send out big thanks for the guys for the original modders and the creators of these two mods, which are RadioEXT and your Cyber Engine Tweaks, Red 4 EXT, and your pocket radio that you can just sit here and chill and listen to your radio without having to be in a car or vehicle. That is awesome. Now I need to figure out how to get the Fly, where you can fly, and the Metro needs to work. I got them in, but they're not working. But anyway, that's another story here in Night City. Anyway, guys, have a wonderful day, a wonderful Sunday, whatever makes you happy. Always remember, do it with a smile. Doomer Days is out. Peace.